Okay, so most of the chords that we need to play this are quite simple open chords. If you're familiar with a few of them already, then great. We're just going to quickly blast through them all in this lesson. If you're not that familiar with them, I have a playlist on my channel which covers open chords, which you might find useful. I'm going to link that on screen just now. But we're going to go under the assumption that you are kind of okay with some open chords, and we're just going to quickly cover them through this lesson. So the first one we need is going to be a C major. So that is 3rd fret on the A string with our 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the D string with our 2nd finger, open G, 1st fret on the B string with our 1st finger. Now for this song, we only need to play the 4 middle strings. If we're playing the actual chord, we would be playing the high E string as well. But we're going to be very careful with what strings we're playing in this, because we need to make sure we can have the melody carrying through. So we need quite a lot of control with our right hand, and we only need to play the first 4 strings. Next chord after that is a kind of E minor. Really it's an E minor 7, but I'm just going to call it E minor for the sake of this lesson. So we're going to have an open low E string, 2nd fret on the A string with our 1st finger, 2nd fret on the D string with our 2nd finger, open G string, 3rd fret on the B string with our 3rd finger, and then 3rd fret on the high E string with our pinky. This is also the Wonderwall chord, if any of you know how to play Wonderwall. So we've got a C, going to an E minor, and then we're going to A minor. So for our A minor, open A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 1st fret on the B string. And again, for this song, we're only going to play the 4 middle strings for this A minor. So when you're playing this, think carefully about how fast you're strumming these chords. This is a slow song, so we want nice, slow and controlled strums, especially if it still takes you a wee bit of time to actually make your chord changes. Because if we've got, and then a big load of silence, fast strum and a big load of silence, well, now it's obvious to the listener that we're taking a long time to get our chord changes, but if we make a conscious effort to make really slow strums, well, now those slow chord changes sound intentional. It sounds like we're actually doing that because we're playing a slow song. I always say if you're still learning, you can't possibly play something slow enough. So don't try and rush through anything. Make sure everything's at a nice, slow, even pace. Okay, so once you've got those first 3 chords down, we've got a little single note melody part. So for this bit, we're going to play the 3rd fret on the B string with our 3rd finger. Then we're going to play an open E string. And then we're going to try and bar across the 1st fret of the B string and high E string at the 1st fret. So we're using this finger to play both of those strings. If that's too difficult for you and you can't quite manage that, that's okay. You can just play the 1st fret on the high E string on your own. But I'd encourage you to give it a try. You know, we want to challenge ourselves. If you've never tried barring before, in my chord series playlist on my channel, there's a video exclusive to bar chords and how to do that. Again, I'll link that on screen. Go check that out. It might help you. So again, those 3 notes, B3, open E, E1. So if you put that in with everything we have so far, you would get re, D, and then E minor, then A minor, then the next wee bit. After that, we're going to play a full strum of a C chord. So this time we're going to include that open E string. We're playing 5 strings. And then we're going to play a G chord. But we're going to play a very specific type of G chord here. For this one, we're going to play the 3rd fret on the low E string with our 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the A string with our 1st finger, and then 3rd fret on the B string with our 3rd finger. And because this is our melody note, we're not going to play the high E string, so our pick's only going to go across the E, A, D, G, B strings, ignoring that string. So if I go from the single melody part, we would get ready and then G. Okay, so that gives us the full first line. Let's try and play through all of that together nice and slowly. Ready, and off we go. Then E minor, then A minor, 4, 5, 6, 1, then single notes, then C, then G, okay, so this is quite a tricky wee bit. It's a fast wee change. So what I would do is get as many fingers down as possible for the first chord ahead of time. So I would start off by putting my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. I'm not going to play those strings just yet, but we're going to put those fingers down. We're going to start off by playing an open G string just on its own. And then we just need to put our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string and play the A, D and G strings together. Open G, 1st finger down, and then play those 3 strings. It's just going to be a bit easier than just playing an open string and then having to put all 3 fingers down, because those 2 notes happen quite quickly one after the other. After that, we're going to play a G chord, but with an open B string in it. So we're going to have our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then we're going to play the bottom 5 strings with an open B string in there. We're not going to play that high E string, we don't need it. So altogether that wee part will be and then we're going to go back to an A minor chord. Again, not playing that high E string, so same as before. After that, another little single note part. So we're going to play B3 again with our 3rd finger. Open E, E1 with our 1st finger, and then 1 full strum of a C chord, including that high E string. So the 2nd line up to that point would be ready and then we're going to play that 1st G chord we played back in the 1st line. The one where we play the 3rd fret on the B string. Still not playing that high E string though. And then the last chord is going to be a C chord again. Just like the first C chord we played, so we're not going to play that high E string, just the 4 middle ones. So now let's hear what the second line sounds like when you put it all together. So get comfortable with all of that, get comfortable with all of your chords and playing through them all and changing them. Remember, slow, slow, slow. It's a nice slow song, we want everything to be slow and controlled. When you're happy with it, you feel comfortable playing through all the changes, come back here, because now we're going to play through it together. Right, so off we go. And 1, 2, 3, ready, play. 2, 3, 4, E minor. 2, 3, 4, A minor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, then play. 2, 3, 4, 5, C. 2, 3, 4, 5, G. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, then G, play. 2, 3, 4, 5, G. 2, 3, 4, A minor. 2, 3, 4, B3, E, E1, C. 2, 3, 4, 5, G. 2, 3, 4, 5, C. Lovely, well done.